Today we're diving deep into the world of minivan life, and specifically how to set up your Roadloft minivan kit step by step. Hi, I'm Katina with Gypsy Wander, your guide to living full-time on the road. If you saw my video last week, you saw how easy the Roadloft conversion kits are to remove and store. I needed to do some deep cleaning after living in my van for over a year and a half. Now that everything is spick and span, I'm ready to install my Roadloft kit again. I took everything apart so my kit looks just like what you will receive when you get yours. That way I can show you step by step how to install your new kit. I have a 2006 Toyota Sienna. Each kit is manufactured according to the year, make, and model of your vehicle. So our kits may be a bit different, but the steps I take in this video should be similar enough to get you on your way in installing your kit. Let's get started.
When you get your Roadloft, you probably got 3 to 4 boxes. And when you open those boxes, you're going to have one with this in it, one with this in it, and then one with your bench in it. So once you unpack everything, I would set them out so that you're ready to put them in your van. These inside, they're packed with a drawer inside. So you'll take this lid off and you'll lift this straight out. And you can just set that aside. And for now, you can set aside the top. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to take off this lid, take off this lid, and this is just going to lift right out. These larger pieces are the main part for in the van. So you're going to want this side to the outside, the side that has 2 holes. The inside has 1 hole. And you'll have legs. These are the 4-inch legs. And then there's also a 5-inch leg. And so the longer ones go on the bottom, the shorter on the side. And same over here. I have 2 legs underneath, and you will just adjust those based on the height of your van. Mine is a 2006 Toyota Sienna, so mine could be a little bit different than yours, but the basic idea is going to be the same. Okay, so we're going to set these in. And again, the large opening goes to the center, and these are pretty light. Okay, yours may not have come with these brackets. You may need to put those brackets on. This bracket will come along. This won't, I took mine apart so I could show you. Get these even. But you will put this bracket on here. There's 4 screws. So once you get everything lined up, you have 2 pieces that look like this, okay? There's a right side up and an upside down. So there's just a smooth hole on the back, but on the front, you can see that it's recessed just a little bit. So the recess goes on the top. And so you see this hole here, and you're gonna make sure that you have the right side up, and you're going to have the notch on this side. So it's going to go like this, and you're going to slide it through there. You may need to lift it up just a little bit to get it to slide in, and then you're going to slide it all the way forward. So they have to be close together and then lined up just right so that you can slide it forward. There you go. And when everything's lined up, it'll be tight, but it'll slide right there, and you can see the screw holes then. So you're going to put your screw in there, and I'm just setting them in there on both sides. I'm going to do the back side first before I tighten them. And you may want to put your leveling legs on first, just so it's a little bit easier. I put them on second. I have them on because I've had this in my vehicle for a year and a half, but you can put those on in whichever order is easiest for you. Okay, so we're going to do that back one, and we want to have the right side up, slide it in, and then again, you're going to have to make sure they're together tightly to where you can slide that in toward you. Oh, yeah, that's like perfect. You want to make sure that the lip is inside. So this is flat, but there's a lip, because this is where your library is going to sit into, and it'll hook to the bench. And you can see I've lived in my minivan for over a year and have had this Roadloft the entire time. And so this is, almost a year and a half old. And you can see how well it's held up. It is dirty a little bit here and on top because Primarily, if I sit on my bed, I'm sitting there, but it's really held up extremely well. Okay, so here's your center section, and you have that all together. You can put your brackets in, the side ones and the leveling ones up front, but you don't want to tighten them down yet until, because we're going to have to move this forward and backward based on the drawer system that goes here. If these brackets didn't come installed, when you install them, you want to make sure that the flat side is to the out and that there's a lip there, because that's how your drawers are going to hook on there. If you have a different style van, or if you left your third row seats in, you wouldn't have to have legs on your drawers. But since I've taken that out and I use this for storage underneath, I have to have legs on my drawers. So this drawer is going to be on this side, and you can see it has a opening here. This is going to fit over that bracket and lay down. But first we have to put on the leg underneath. Okay, so for your leg, you're going to have one of these and two of these, and you're going to have a metal pin. So it's easiest to turn over upside down, and you have these two little nodules here. It's kind of like putting together a puzzle. Okay, so these you're going to slide up in here, and then you're going to slide your bracket on, and then your metal pin is going to go underneath here. You could see in here, you can see there's a hole in this one, and that's where your pin is going to go. So when you slide this on, you're going to reach under, find that hole, and slide that in. And it may be a little bit difficult to slide in, but it just needs to be so that you can't take this off. So you could hit that with the end of a screwdriver or whatever, but it's on there tight. It's not going to come off. And now I'm ready to put this drawer on. So I'm going to line this up with the black bracket, and then this leg is going to go down inside, and there's handles on the side. That was easy. I found it right away. So you just have to feel around till you find it. And then this sits here, and your drawer will open. This is your sink side. And I took that portion off, so that just fits over, and you have a cutting board that goes over here, or your sink. I don't use this side as a sink because I don't do a lot of cooking, but you can see how I can still access my well space underneath. So there's so much space under there that I can get to. Do the other drawer, and this we've got to put our leg on. To flip it over to put our leg on. I thought I had done it right. So I'm lining this up. No, right here. With the drawer open, you can kind of see what we're doing here. We're trying to get that lined up so it fits right on there, and our leg is underneath. And so it feels like it's not going to hold you, but I guarantee you it does. I felt like, ooh, that leg just I don't feel comfortable about that leg, because this is the bed and my head is down here. And so it gets a lot of weight on it. And I've never had any issue. It's always held me. All right. So you may have some other parts to put this together. This is where your stove goes. You'll get these two little pins here. They're like when you have a cupboard, you set the height. So there we go. I don't use a camp stove, but you can adjust this so that your camp stove sits on top and you can close your drawer. Okay. So now we're going to put our lids on. So we have our lids for our drawers, and we have our lids for our boxes up front. And then your refrigerator could go here, this for cooking, so I don't use that. And so this fits right in. There we go. Okay, so we have everything installed here. Now, if you needed to, if you weren't all the way back to this edge, you could pull this a little bit, so that you're all the way to the end, or you could push from that side. Tighten those side bolts so that it doesn't move side to side. One thing that I realized after installing this is that I would prefer to have it slid all the way to one side so that I have a larger gap on the other side. So realize this when I installed it the first time, that if I slid it from, so it was not centered, but slid over tight against this wall, I would have more space along the edge. So I'm just going to move these in a little bit. And it's not a whole lot of room, but it allows me to slide stuff down the side, and all the room you can get is important. So I'm just going to slide the whole unit as far as I can. And like I said, it's not a lot, but it is a little bit. That's as far as I can go this way. So now I can tighten those on this side. So it's up against there tight. And now on this side, you know, I did gain a little bit of room because these I had just backed off a little bit when I took it out. And so I have a little bit more room. And right here is where I put my toilet. I have a collapsible toilet. So we're just going to move these. And you can also use a flathead screwdriver and do this from the inside if you want. Okay, and I know that this is level in here, just because I've had it in here for a year and a half. But if it wasn't, and I may put a level on it just to make sure, I have the 3 legs in the front that I can adjust the height. So if I need to go up or down just to make it level so you're not rolling to one side or front or back, you can do that. Okay, next comes the bench, and you can see down on the bottom, the legs on the bottom are already to the right height based on your vehicle. So we're gonna just slide that in where we think it should go for now. And you have another one of these brackets on the front here. This one I think already was installed. And so again, you have that lip underneath there because right between here is our library, and that's going to help us determine where exactly the bench should go. Let's do that. Okay, so here's our library, and you can decide which direction you want it. So there's a hole here. You can see how dirty this is. I have not wiped this down, but that's after a year and a half. And the wood, you know, it's dirty from me using it, and I use this a lot, but really it's in great condition for a year and a half of continuous use. So I have it set so this open area is facing that way. The other side is just solid. So you can choose because it can go either way. So we're going to just slide this down, and you can see we're not in the right spot because we have a gap here. So we're going to move it a little bit closer. And now we got it a little bit too close. Okay. And so that just slides in there, and then you make sure your bench is square to it. And then there's these little sliders. And I forgot to show you that on the back. So these slide forward, and that just locks it into place. So I don't have them locked all the way. And if you have them locked all the way, it won't come up. So, okay. So, yep, I didn't have it it's all the way down. Now I can slide these all the way in, and now this won't come up. It's locked in there. And let me show you the ones on the back that I forgot to show you. Can you see that? Right here is one of those that you're going to lock this into place. And you're going to do the same on the other side. So you'll open your drawer, and under here is where you lock it. And so if everything's lined up right, then this drawer will not come out. All right. The next thing we have is the table, which is also part of your bed. So if you want to have this be the whole area be your bed, you're going to flip out these wings on your table, and when they're out, it'll fit right here in this slot, and then you have this whole area for a bed. I have never used it like this. I've only had it like this for a video. I use the table a lot, and when I'm not using the table, I keep my table right behind here. Okay, so you have a table leg, and you have a nut here that will adjust the table height, but I don't. I want it to always be the height that I need it, and I got one of these steps that are for putting on your hinge here and stepping on it to get on top. And it works for that, but where I store it, so where I store this is I pull my table leg up and I slide this and put the table leg on top of it. It stores this underneath, and then it makes my table the height that I want it to be. Now you can attach the table either before or after you put the post in. Since I don't ever use this as a full bed, I leave this post up all of the time. That may bug some people, but I like it. And So then I line up the whole, okay, and there it's tight. And that is the perfect height for me.
Now that I've finished reinstalling my Roadloft, it's time to make it home again. I've installed the 2 rear mattress cushions. I use an EcoFlow Delta 2 for power and an Alpicool C20 for my 12-volt refrigerator. I put these right inside the passenger slider door. My refrigerator is easy to access from inside my van, and since I travel solo and do a lot of stealth camping, it works perfectly. I don't use the table section to make the full space a bed. I simply add a cushion over my refrigerator. It makes everything the same height, and at 5'5", I have plenty of bed length to accommodate stretching out with my feet on the cushion over the refrigerator. I found a small stand for my EcoFlow so it's easy to get to and gets plenty of air circulation. I put a storage ottoman in place of my front passenger seat, and I can put the controller for my EcoFlow alternator charger right on top. And now I have to sort through all of this and get everything in order.
So I'm excited to show you my van with everything back in and all organized. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you're notified next time I have a video out. Until next time, stay wild and free.